guys, welcome back. This should be Wednesday, unless you have chosen to watch it ahead of time. This is kind of behind because probably a part of Tuesday's assignment was already begin on writing your newspaper editorial. I want this to be one page as your personal narrative was. And so you can do this a couple ways. You need to either do it in a Google Doc or Word document if you type it. It needs to be double spaced, 12 font, preferably Times New Roman, but if you don't have that, another font will do, but make it 12 font. So again, either do it in Google Docs or Word. If you write it, you need to skip lines, which means you need to do 2 pages for it to equal 1 page since you have skipped lines. And then take a photo of that and send it to me. So same instructions as they were for your personal narrative. Okay? Just make sure you skip lines if you handwrite it, and if you type it, make sure it's double spaced. Okay, so we're back on chapter 4 where we were Monday about writing a newspaper editorial. And I am on page 65 in my book, and it's lesson 32, and it is persuasive writing. This is the type of writing that an editorial is. If you look at a newspaper, for instance, if you get a copy of the Index Journal, somewhere toward the back of the main section, you're going to find a page that has editorials on it. And editorials, as you see in your book, they are persuasive writing, and the people who write those are trying to do just that, to persuade the readers about something, their position, or to try to get them to take some kind of action, but it is an opinion piece. Strong reasons are used to support that opinion, and sometimes facts or examples are used to support that opinion as well. But this is what an editorial is. If you look down in the second full paragraph in the top box, it says, it's got the definition for editorials. People write editorials to express an opinion and to persuade others to take action. So I am not assigning you a topic for your editorial, but whatever topic you choose, it must do that. Okay, it has to express your opinion about something, and you need to support it, or you need to persuade somebody or attempt to persuade somebody to take some action. Okay, so the topic is yours. However, it has to be an editorial. So it has to express your opinion, or it has to persuade. And you need to make sure you have reasons in there, facts in there, examples. For instance, if you wrote an editorial on something very timely now about social distancing because of the coronavirus, and your opinion is that people need to do that, then you need to give some reasons or some facts or some examples why people need to social distance. Okay, so it's persuasive. Now, if you look on page 66 in the orange box, the top orange box, you'll see tips for writing an editorial. So make sure you read those. You want to begin with an introduction that gets the reader interested in your topic. This is true with everything you write. You need a hook there. We've talked about that a number of times. So, you can begin with a question or a quotation or some kind of intriguing statement, something that is going to make the reader want to read what you have to say. After all, that's your purpose in writing it. Obviously, you need to state your position because it is an editorial. So it is giving your position about something. You need to include at least, number three strong reasons to support your position. Make sure you use transitional words and phrases. 4, you need to have some facts or examples. And then you need to end with a conclusion. So again, this needs to be one page, double spaced if you type, skipping lines if you handwrite. All right, turn over to page 67. I want to note some of this too. Since editorials are persuasive, the word propaganda comes into play. And if you look at the top of the page, it gives you the definition of propaganda. It's information designed to be what? Persuasive. So if an editorial is a persuasive piece of writing, then people will use different types of propaganda to try and persuade their reader to adopt their opinion or to take some action. However, read the second sentence. Instead of giving strong, logical reasons to support their position, propaganda uses misleading statements or emotional appeal. Advertisers often do this in an attempt to try to get you to buy their product. So look down in the table there. It shows you the different types of propaganda. I do not want you to use propaganda in your editorial, okay? So these are examples of things you should avoid, not use. Let me say this again. These are examples of things you should avoid, not use in your editorial. Bandwagon is the first one. You might see phrases like, everybody's doing it, so you should do it too. So you try to convince someone to take some action because supposedly everybody else is doing it. Well, the thing is, not everybody else does anything, okay? So that is propaganda. Exaggeration. I think you guys know what that is. That's making something better or worse than it really is. That's using inflated language. Your parent might say, I've told you 1,000 times not to do this. Well, in all likelihood, they've not told you 1,000 times. So that's exaggeration. Flattery. Trying to persuade someone by flattering them. Glittering generalities. This is non-specific, nice-sounding words and phrases, such as this product may be family-oriented, or this movie may be family-oriented, or buying this or doing this is a part of the American dream. So you're trying to get someone to do something by using glittering generalities. Name-calling. This is using labels or negative words to arouse hatred for a person or a group or an idea. Promises. Telling people that something good is going to happen to them if they take this action or do what you're trying to get them to do in your editorial. Or testimonial, and we see this a lot on advertisements. This is getting a famous person to endorse a product. Making the public think that they use it. In reality, they probably don't. But you get a famous person and get them to endorse a product, and because it's a famous person, then more people are likely to go out and buy it. Does it work? Yes, but it's not right. Okay, so these are propaganda tactics that you do not want to use in your editorial. Rather, you're going to give personal examples, you're going to give facts, you're going to give other reasons to support your position in persuading someone to think like you do about something or to take some type of action. Okay, so again, I'm not assigning a topic, but back on page 65, under the bolded word editorial, it needs to fall within one of those two categories. Expressing your opinion about something and you want someone to think as you do, or you're trying to persuade them to take some type of action and you're giving them reasons why they should. Okay, so one page, and again, this will be your main assignment for the week, and it will be for you to work on Tuesday, Thursday, and to catch up on and to have in by Friday evening. Hope you guys have a good weekend. I'll see you again next week.